Welcome back to ITCPK. In this video, we're going one step further with Google TV 13, this time installing it on an external SSD or HDD. If you've ever wanted to carry your own smart TV setup in your pocket, this is the perfect way to do it. You'll learn how to safely install Google TV 13 on an external drive without affecting your Windows or internal data. We'll go through partitioning, installation, and first boot, so by the end of this video, you'll have a fully functional Google TV running right from your external drive. And guess what? The same method applies to USB pen drives and internal drives. After installation, you'll feel the real experience, with apps like the Google Play Store, YouTube, Prime Video, Netflix, Plex, Twitch, Spotify, Red Bull TV, and Downloader for side-loading your favorite APKs. You will also be able to play some Android games, access Facebook, Netflix, and TikTok with any web browser. Before we jump in, I highly recommend you watch this video completely without skipping any part. Every step in this installation is important, and if you miss even a small detail, you might run into issues like boot errors, settings not saved after reboot, or system not loading properly. So grab your drive, follow along carefully, and by the end of this video, you'll have a portable Google TV 13 setup that's faster, cleaner, and more flexible than ever. Let's get started. A huge credit goes to the original developers, Bruno and Tulio Domingos, for their amazing work on this Android TV x86 project. I'll include their official website and YouTube channel links in the description below, so make sure to check them out and support their work as well. Alright, let's get started. We'll go through two installation methods, one using RUFUS and the second one is a manual method. Both are easy to follow and work flawlessly if you follow each step carefully. Keep in mind though, this is a community build created by independent developers, not an official Google release. So, don't expect everything to work perfectly. Some hardware, like audio, Wi-Fi, or Bluetooth chipsets, might not be fully supported yet. Still, this project is an amazing way to experience Google TV 13 on your PC or laptop. This is the first method. You can follow one which suits you better. Download this Google TV 13 Plus data file from link in the description and extract it. You can use WinRAR or Windows built-in Extract All feature. After that, we have these three files, RUFUS, Google TV ISO file, and data storages. Connect your external SSD or HDD and open disk management. I have already connected my 180 GB external SSD where I am going to install Google TV x86. Open RUFUS. If your external drive is not detected, don't worry. Show Advanced Drive Properties and tick List USB hard drives. Your drive should appear. Now drag and drop the ISO file into RUFUS. Set partition scheme to MBR or GPT according to your system. In my case, it's GPT. You can check yours with Windows System Information Tool. Here it is, BIOS mode is UEFI. If BIOS mode is legacy, then select MBR. I am using 4th Gen i5 processor, and system model is HP ProDesk 600G1. Leave everything else at default and move the persistence partition slider to maximum. Now click Start to begin the process. Click OK. It will wipe the data from the external drive, so make sure to back up any important data before proceeding. It's completed. Close the RUFUS and open disk management. Here you will notice two partitions, but the Explorer will show only one. Don't worry, open disk management and delete the second partition. Now create a new partition. Leave it to maximum size. Assign an unused drive letter. Set file system to exFAT and create the partition. Now open the first partition, which is labeled as GTV13. Move this system.sfs file to the second partition, which we've just created. Now copy data storage's zip file and extract it. Please note that this step is very crucial. If you miss copying data.img file, Google TV will start from the beginning after every reboot and no apps or settings will be saved, so follow every step carefully before commenting. These data storages will act as internal storage where your apps and settings will be stored. You will find 2 GB to 120 GB data storage files. Extract one of these according to your need. I recommend 120 GB if you have enough storage space in your external drive. For now, I am using 4 GB file for saving time. You can use Windows Extract All feature or use WinRAR or 7-zip for extracting. Now move this data.img file to main directory. We can delete other files. Make sure these 2 files are present in the second partition. That's it. Now we can boot from this external drive. Let's move to second method, which is simple and quick. Connect your external drive, open Disk Management, and delete all existing partitions. These are the partitions we created earlier in RUFUS Method. Let's delete these partitions. Now create a new partition. Set its size to 200 megabytes. Set file system to FAT32 and create the partition. Now create another partition at remaining space. Set file system to exFAT and proceed with partition creation. Label first partition to boot and second to GTV13 or whatever you like. Now mount the Google TV 13 ISO file. Now select and copy all the files from the mounted ISO, except system.sfs file. Our boot partition is done. Let's move to data partition. Copy this system.sfs file, which we just skipped. Now extract data storage's zip file. Please pay close attention to this step. If you miss it, none of the settings and apps will be saved, and the Google TV system will start from the beginning after every reboot. You can use one according to your drive size. For this demonstration, I'm using 4 GB. Extract it in the root of the partition. We can delete this zip file. Everything is done, and we have just created portable Google TV 13 external drive. We can now boot from this external SSD drive. Before booting, you have to turn off the secure boot from system settings. You can access the system menu by pressing F2, F9, F10, F12, or escape key while booting. You can check a manufacturer for exact keys. After that, we can boot from our newly created HDD or SSD. To access the boot menu, you can press boot menu key, which again depends on your make and model. Usually F9, F10, F12, or escape keys are common in most brands. Now select any kernel you want. Usually first one works for me smoothly. If you have a notebook or laptop with an external display, select a kernel with external display option. Select your language and hit enter. Skip this step. Now connect to your Wi-Fi. Here, sign in with your Google account to enjoy Google Play Store and services. Accept the terms. And that's it. We've now permanently installed Android TV 13 on the HDD. You can enjoy streaming, light gaming, and the full smart TV experience directly on your PC setup. Let's quickly install some apps on our brand new Android TV 13 setup. After that, we restart it to test if our settings and apps are preserved or not. Quick setup done, now restarting. You can see, after reboot, all apps and settings are preserved successfully. Before we wrap up, let's go through some frequently asked questions and issues you might face. First of all, keep in mind that this build is not an official Google release. It's a community build created by independent developers, so some hardware may not be fully supported. Sound is not working. Some audio chipsets are not fully supported on Android TV x86, which may cause no sound. If that's the case, unfortunately, there's no universal fix. You can try using an external USB sound card as a workaround. Bluetooth not working. Built-in Bluetooth adapters often don't work. A compatible USB Bluetooth dongle usually solves this issue. Netflix not found in Play Store. This happens because the system isn't Widevine certified. You can still try Netflix in a browser, and it should work normally. Another option is sideloading the Netflix APK, but keep in mind HD playback may not work. System not booting. If your system doesn't boot after install, make sure boot partition is set to active. Check your BIOS settings. Disable secure boot, switch between UEFI or legacy boot modes, or reinstall Android TV with GPT partition scheme. System stuck at console hashtag. This usually happens when your CPU does not support the SSE 4.2 instruction set. Sadly, if your processor doesn't have this build won't work. Wi-Fi not detected. Your Wi-Fi chipset may not be supported. In that case, you can use an external USB Wi-Fi dongle or just stick with Ethernet. Favorite streaming app not found in Play Store. Some streaming apps like Disney+, Hulu, or Prime Video may not appear in the Play Store because they aren't available in all regions. If that happens, you can sideload the APK or just use the browser to watch. So, these are the most common issues and their fixes. Hopefully, this saves you some time and frustration. Alright, congratulations, you've successfully installed Android TV 13 permanently on your hard drive. A huge shout out again to the original project developers, Bruno and Tulio Domingos, for their hard work and dedication. I've linked their website and YouTube channel in the description. Make sure to check them out and show some support. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel ITCPK for more tutorials like this. I'll also leave my affiliate links in the description. If you're planning to download or purchase tools like Minitool Partition Wizard or other software, please consider using those links. It really helps support the channel at no extra cost to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, happy experimenting with Android TV 13 x86.